Major spoilers ahead for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. If you're all okay with this, let's get straight into it. What made the game truly special? Now, it all began right underneath Hyrule Castle. After the events of Breath of the Wild, you thought that you saved Hyrule, you thought that you got rid of the darkness. But no. Something's about to happen that's gonna shake your boots. But, anyways, you keep going. Zelda wants to know more about the past history of the royal family and much more about the Zonai as well. You keep going down this weird cave and a whole bunch of stuff, and you see something, a mural that explains pretty much everything. Something that is now known as the Imprisoning War. The Imprisoning War was a war that happened with all the Zonai and a whole bunch of people in the Highlands and whatever. You read all of this stuff, you say, you know what, it's a great idea to go down the stairs. So you go down the stairs towards pretty much darkness, and you see something. It's a skeleton with a hand on it. Now, this skeleton looks very fierce and kind of ugly. But you decide, you know what? I want to go and touch it. So you make your way, you keep going and going and going, and you finally get there. And all of a sudden, the skeleton turns its head. Boom! And just zaps you with this gross, glowy, bad stuff. It's like it breaks the seal all of a sudden. Something that's been lying him there for at least 1,000 years. But nope, gone. And now he's attacking you with gloom. Gloom, he got rid of your hand. Your hand has been infected by this gloomy stuff. And this gloomy substance gets rid of all your hearts, besides 3. And also infects the Master Sword with it. Now, he decides with one foul swoop, attacks the Master Sword, and this sword shatters like glass. Boom, the Master Sword. The strongest sword in The Legend of Zelda. Gone, just like that. And you're stuck there thinking to yourself, this guy, he's real strong. Yes, he is. So he uses all his power to lift up Hyrule Castle, floating in the air, full of the gloomy darkness and the people of Hyrule. Not again. But anyways, this power breaks the ground right underneath him. He falls through a pit. But you know who else falls? Zelda. Link jumps into action, tries to catch Zelda, but nearly misses. And Zelda falls. But to Link's knowledge, Zelda actually teleports to the past. But Link doesn't know that. You wake up in the Shrine of Resurrection again? Oh, I thought I'd been there before. But anyways, you keep going and going and going. And you realize, holy goodness, I'm in the sky. And I have to jump. So you decide, you know what, I'm going to jump. I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm jumping. Ooh, wee, I'm going to fall. And then you see a beautiful intro, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Anyways, you see the beautiful intro, and it's your goal to go and get every single power. So that's what you do. You go from shrine after shrine after shrine after shrine, completing the great Grand Island. And now it's finally your time to get back to Hyrule Castle to save Princess Zelda. You make your way all the way to the end of the Temple of Time, and you jump. And you think that, not this is the end of it. Well, I'm doomed. I don't have a paraglider. I thought I had a paraglider. I jumped off a cliff, but I landed in water, so I'm safe. And you make your way to some weird village that used to be a place where champions go. But anyways, you make your way there. You see Paya. She tells you to go on task, and you keep going and going, and then you eventually get the paraglider, which is awesome because you went to Hyrule Castle, you got the paraglider, and now you're finally free to explore, which is awesome. So you make your way to whichever island you want to do, and then you randomly come across a hole in the ground that, you know what, it's a great idea to jump inside the hole. So you jump inside the hole, you realize that this thing is like 50 stories high, and you see, wow, this is beautiful. It's pretty dark down here, but it's wow, it's still beautiful. And yeah, it really is beautiful. And you keep exploring and catching lights and getting a whole bunch of weapons and using fuse. And yeah, you're really building a whole bunch of things. You teleport back to the surface. You decide it's a great idea to go and save all the champions and stuff. You save 2 of them. And then you just decide, you know what, I'm going to go back inside the hole. And you go inside the hole. Until all of a sudden, you keep exploring. And you see a whole bunch of things. And then you see, essentially, Hyrule Castle. But this is truly special. Now, maybe your adventure didn't quite go like this, but mine did not go exactly like this either. I got one thing. I think I got 1 or 2 sages, and then I went to the hole, and then I jumped inside of a hole. But anyways, this is where the story keeps going. You keep jumping inside the hole, and you keep exploring. The enemies, you realize, they're super tough. They're too strong for you. My power is too weak. So you decide it's a great idea to keep on walking. You just keep on going and going and going until you reach another hole where you pretty much skydive until you reach another place where you build yourself a plane to get across, and you keep going and going and going. Then you realize something. Wait a minute. This is where I was with Zelda, like a couple hours ago. Huh. Well, Zelda, we gotta save you. Maybe Zelda's down here somewhere. Zelda, are you there? Well, Zelda doesn't answer, of course, but you see the mural, so you keep going and going and going, and you realize, oh my goodness, the flashbacks are hitting. This is where it all happened. This is where the re-beginning of the imprisoning war started. This is where the King of Darkness took Zelda. That's what you're thinking all of a sudden. But anyways, you decide, you know what? I'm going to chase her. Boom, you jump inside the hole. And you're skydiving. You're like, this is where the Demon King was. And you keep going and going. And then you see something. Something that is truly spectacular. A torch! It's mind-blowing. A torch. This is Zelda's torch, you think to yourself. And you keep going and going. And then you're like, I'm going to jump down there. The music keeps getting intense and more intense and more intense. This music is absolutely amazing, by the way. And you realize, I really shouldn't be here. So you teleport away. You decide to complete the game by getting more sages, doing more shrines, doing all of this stuff. Keep getting your hearts up, and yeah. This game has a lot to offer with that. And I love it because not only is the story fantastic, everything about it is fantastic. You see caves after caves after caves. You see random bubble frogs. You see a whole bunch of things. Things that you would have never thought would have actually existed, but all of a sudden they do. You can build whatever you want. You can make yourself a helicopter. You can make yourself a plane. You can fly over to the Grand Sky Island. Not only is the depths really interesting for story, but the Grand Sky Island is also really interesting. You can flying over, you can get a whole bunch of armor, you can get a whole bunch of things. Things that you don't think actually exist, but let me tell you, they do exist. Things that are truly special. And honestly, that's up to you, the player, to explore that. And I think that that's really cool. You can go and explore on the water, you can find different chests, you can find a whole bunch of things, and that is awesome. You can turn your boat into a motorboat. Yeah, there's a lot of creativity with this game that I think that is truly special. Anyways, you keep going with your adventure, and you finally decide to get every single sage. You complete essentially the entire game, and you realize, I haven't gone here. One place that is really a key aspect to the game. One place, the Great Plateau. You make your way over to the Great Plateau by the Sky Island, of course, because there's a Sky Island right on top of the Great Plateau. You skydive straight down, and you make your way to the Shrine of Resurrection. But only if you would have known before you got there that the Shrine of Resurrection isn't quite like it used to be. It's overgrown with grass, and it just doesn't look the same. You make your way in there, and you realize this place has totally been taken over by a Sheikah tribe. But the bed of the resurrection isn't there. Well, I mean, this is water of resurrection, so maybe that's what we're talking about here. So you keep going, and then you're like, this is where it happened. The wake up 100 years ago. Now, this is a true masterpiece. One thing that is truly a beautiful legend, the legend of Breath of the Wild. You get up and you keep going towards the island where it all happened. The camera pans around and you see that is Hyrule Castle. You see the flashback of your first time visiting the Great Plateau, and you're like, it hits you. Everything about this game hits you. From the past game, may you play Breath of the Wild, which is highly recommended, or this is your first time. But everything hits you. It goes around, and you don't know where Zelda is until you do every single memory, and you realize that Zelda is a dragon. But you don't quite know this yet until you go over to the Korok Forest but you can't get to Korok Forest because it's full of gloomy stuff. So you have to go underneath the ground, teleport to Korok Forest, save the forest, and oh my goodness, then you keep going. And you finally get to the place that you find the Master Sword, but it's not there. The Grand Korok guy's like, it's moving. It appears that the Master Sword, the sword that seals the darkness, is moving. So that could only be one thing. Did someone steal the Master Sword? I thought the Master Sword only respond to the chosen one, the chosen hero. But it's not. It's just moving. Weird. I thought the Master Sword broke, didn't it? Didn't it broke? Yeah, it broke. But you realize, oh my goodness, I gotta go and find the Master Sword. And you keep going and you find a whole bunch of things and you're like, this is where the Master Sword. You make your way to the dragon. And you're like, what? My goodness, this is crazy. So you keep going and going, and you got yourself the Master Sword. You have to have a whole bunch of stamina because you're going to take the Master Sword out of the dragon's head. You just think that this is so cruel, but you get it. You pull the Master Sword, the fully powered Master Sword. The Master Sword has been fully restored with light energy, and you finally realize that Zelda is the dragon of light. And now, with this grace courage, from the area that you decide to go before for whatever the heck reason, you decide, I'm gonna save you, Zelda. So, you keep going. You go all the way to Hyrule Castle, once again, one time, to defeat the final boss. You're going to defeat the king, the Demon King. You keep going, you get back to the hole that you once were, and you do the fall. The free fall. One fall so magical that it's just an understatement how beautiful the ending of the game is. You keep going, and you fight off the Demon King. You keep going and going and going. You're fighting off the Demon King, you're fighting off all the horrible monsters, and the standoff with the Demon King is one spectacular place to be. Wow, what an absolutely amazing. This Demon King decides to eat his own tear and turns into a dragon. And Zelda is there to rescue you. Oh my goodness, she's there to rescue you. You keep going and fighting off the Demon King. He's a dragon. You keep fighting off with your dragon, and off you go. All of a sudden, boom, he explodes. Gone. The Master Sword is there to save you once again. So anyways, that's the end of an era. And you realize, am I going to be able to save Zelda? Yeah, because all of the darkness is gone. Now that Zelda is free, and yeah, the Zonai was able to take Zelda out of her weird trance of dragon and do something that is now known as the final dive. The final dive that you catch Zelda in a beautiful ending. One ending that's so powerful and magical that sends shivers down your spine. That how beautiful it is. You catch Zelda, and that's it. The end of The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. One ending that is truly special, and I think that this game really deserves a 9 out of 10 stars. There's a couple things that are a little bit wrong with it, but overall, I think that this game is a masterpiece. A game that is truly special. So anyways, what do you think about The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom? The ending of one era that Hyrule had ceased to exist. What do you think? This was a beautiful ending. My goodness. I can't wait to see the Nintendo Switch 2 version. I will be making sure to replay Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom on Switch 2, because that would make an absolute banger game a 10 out of 10 star. The game looks beautiful and everything. So, do you think that The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom truly is a masterpiece, or do you think there's a lot of things that are wrong with it? Did I do a justice of explaining how much I love this game? Or, dang it, did I fail you? I'm so sorry. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Consider to hit the like button. I really, really appreciate it for more videos like this. Not all the videos are weird like this one, but I thought that I would share my emotions about The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. So you can hit the subscribe button if you want to. There's a whole bunch of different content. Zelda, Mario, even Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. It's completely up to you. And thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a fantastic day. I hope that, you consider how much The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom actually is. And also, Tears of the Kingdom has been out for 2 years today. That's why I came up with the video idea. I know it's pretty great, isn't it? Anyways, thanks a lot. And with that being said, see you in the next one. Have a great day.